Hey everybody, Rico here. So this entertainer, I've witnessed him throughout the years spiral. Spiral out of control, spiral into some of the most interesting forms of artistic expression that you could think of seeing from an entertainer. I've seen him grieve. I've seen him continue to pick up a career that seemed like it might have been failing. I've seen him express his opinions in so many different ways that have been so different. Just different. I'm thinking of the word like fruitful, maybe. Maybe to some people, maybe to him, but this man, Kanye West, is a rapper that is well hated as well as loved by so many people around the world. And watching him, I'm just gonna cut right to the chase. I've always felt that this man has had like mental health issues. I don't think that it started at any certain point in his life or even in his career. I believe he's always had some type of issue. I just think that we didn't see the signs because at the time, how he expressed it didn't feel so detrimental. But now that we've seen him and his political beliefs and the people he's chosen to align with, a lot of people are now like, okay, maybe he's not all there. The marbles are not all in the bowl like they should be. I think that he is also very calculated and also smart. He is not an entertainer that has so many business ventures if he wasn't very smart at what he does and a very good businessman. But to see him in his different stages of life, going from just being a rapper, rapping up, being a college dropout, to having children and also marrying a woman and then divorcing that woman or leaving that woman and going with other women and now being involved in cases that connect to another individual who was big in the entertainment industry, and to see all of this just come together and Kanye still continue to be such a big prestigious figure and a figure that still influences people is so interesting to me because his influence, as we saw, spread to China, and China has been a place that's been so hard to crack for many foreign entertainers. It can be hard to crack for Chinese born entertainers because this place has a government that is so heavy on the censors. So there's a lot of things that just do not fly in this culture. If they feel like it is anything that is going to go against their agenda and their political beliefs, they snip, snip, cut, edit. Sometimes it's just control, alt, all, delete. And you look and all that content is gone. And to see that Kanye magically out of nowhere has a concert in China. This happened 2 months ago. There are a lot of news outlets and a lot of people that were like, we're talking about a place that wasn't allowing anybody really to perform there except for select few people. We can go down a whole list of artists that were supposed to perform in mainland China, and either at the last minute was canceled or the government just said before they even could make up a date, a plan, step on the soil from the plane was like, hell no, you're not coming over here. Keep your demon energy, your demon time, your demon music away from our people. You will not influence our people. We will not allow this. So, out of nowhere, Kanye West gets approved. And so many people are like, but how? Like, it was so ironic that even Chinese people on social media had to make jokes, and they were like, he talk about not going to college. Like, y'all know that, right? Chinese government, Chinese president, yeah. Y'all know what he raps about, right? Y'all know some of the things that he said. So there were some think pieces, and there were some people that were trying to speculate. They were like, well, why Kanye West? Kanye West's music is not clean. There's other rappers that have tried to come who make the same type of music as Kanye West. Some people are like, it's because China likes Trump, and you know, Kanye has openly endorsed Trump with Candace Owens. Is it because they just feel like they really like Kanye? And maybe Kanye will bring a different perspective for the youth, and the youth will be like, no, maybe I don't want to drop out of college because I'm seeing this man spiral out of control. And you know what? No, we will go to college. I believe that there is a couple of factors here, and I feel like that not a lot of people really touched on it. I think people were just like, oh, he's performing in China. And the set was actually pretty interesting. Like, just looking at the overall stage presence and what he did, I was like, Kanye right now is very out there, kind of strange with his overall artistic expression. You see him with this shirt that has in like Mandarin, I told you so. And it's just this black like hoodie that looked like a tent. Looked like a perched tent in the middle of the wilderness. And just the overall like planet space looking set. Everybody seemed to ate it up. I was like, is this some imagery? Like, what you trying to say, Kanye? But some factors that went into him going past the census is that actually China's economy is failing. So it's not what it used to be. At one time, the Chinese government and the Chinese president could be like, we have a booming economy. Economy is better than America's, but it is starting to fail. And so now the people that are in power are scrambling. They're running and they're trying to see, like, what can we do to rectify this? Like, do we need to change some laws? Do we need to change some living conditions? Like, what do we need to do? Like, people are not having children. People are not buying like they used to. The pollution is still crap. People are, like, suffocating. People are on top of each other. Like, Shanghai, like, it's just, like, all kind of, like, mushed up in there like a matchbox, pretty much. So it's like it's a lot going on. Meanwhile, like we're secretly spending all this money on military weapons and like low key trying to threaten everybody and low key trying to be with like North Korea. So it's like we need more money. So they're like, we really low key don't like Kanye West like that. Like we really don't want none of this hip hop mess over here. But Kanye has a huge fan base. And I didn't even know how big. Like, it's a cult. Like, he was doing his thing with the religion thing, and that was seeming like a cult too. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, he touched down in China. You would have thought like the second coming of Christ had come. Like, I had to take a second. I was like, I didn't know they like him like that. Like, they like him like that, like Kobe Bryant. All right. So people are still like, why? Why? But he comes, there are people that like screaming and hollering. You should have seen them fans. Them fans, I think I saw one fan throwing up a gang sign. And I'm not gonna lie, I ducked. Like I wasn't even there. Like I was looking at it through the screen. I ducked down. I'm like, they gonna throw a missile at me. I'm like, they throwing up gang signs. Like, where is this coming from? Really? Like, you cannot make this stuff up. He's supposed to be holy now, y'all. Get with the program. He's supposed to be holy. So there's also another background story for this that a lot of people didn't really touch on. The media did somewhat, but the big shocker is Kanye actually lived in China as a child. He lived in China for about a year. He went to school in China, and it was because his late mother was an English teacher. So he lived in the countryside in China, and he actually recalls a lot of his time there. He recalls going to school there. He recalls learning a little bit of Mandarin. He recalls being the only black student in the school that he had to go to, and being a menace pretty much, and fighting the teacher because the teacher said that he was not allowed to wear certain clothes and he wanted to wear what he wanted to wear. And these memories really shaped him as a person. He said in interviews that him being the only black kid in China at that time really helped him to become a celebrity because he got a lot of attention back then. I mean, think about the era and the time. He was the only black kid. Chinese people were not used to seeing black people. He was saying that people used to stare at him. People used to go and try to rub his skin because at the time they thought, like you see a darker skinned person that, maybe they're dirty. Look, those are not my words, but some people back then, it's changed a lot now. It's gotten better. Where now they understand like the melanin is beautiful, the melanin is popping, the melanin is very much real. So this all ties into why Kanye also got past the censors and was approved to have a concert in China. It was because the authorities, the government, the president looked into his background and saw that his mother actually had a prior history of helping China in a way. So I believe that it was this where they were like, okay, he kind of like brothering in a way. It's like, oh, okay. And like, also, if he has a concert, he's gonna bring in money. And that's really what it was about too. That's what it boiled down to. They're like we had the excuse now. Once again, his music really still kind of like detrimental, but we can kind of overlook it. So then the other thing was they were like, so he comes and he doesn't have the concert in Shanghai. He has the concert instead on like this island that's like the Chinese version of Hawaii. And once again, people like, why? Well, it's because it's a tourist destination, you guys. And that brings in money. It's bringing money to the place. So there are people that are Chinese that will fly there and stay there just for the concert. And that's bringing in money. And the hotels are making money. The businesses are making money. China's not slick. You see what the whole plan is here. So without trying to be negative, but I guess it is kind of negative, but I'm still going to say my opinion anyway. They use Kanye in a way. Kanye still got his money though. Kanye still put on his very out there artistic expression of a show that mesmerized Chinese audiences everywhere. The show was a huge success. China got that money. Kanye got that money. Everybody was happy. The fans got the concert that they wanted. It was a crazy old deal. It really was. Because you see now, like, does the censorship really actually have, like, a strong motive behind it? Or is it just people being biased and people just having their own opinions of what should and shouldn't be seen? Because I'm going to be honest, with China and, like, just hip-hop in general, I have felt kind of a ways because there have been points in history and in the past where they blamed just hip hop as a problem for like why the youth is acting the way that they act, but no, the youth are just rebellious anyway. And it's been a whole issue with like art forms created by black people that it's like, oh, let's spin it around and it always be about, that art form or that imagery, or it's like black people are so violent, black people are uneducated, black people look like monkeys, like we once again kind of go back to that. And I do feel like that is kind of a slight in a way, because it's like hip hop makes a lot of money worldwide. Without hip hop, without black people making hip hop, a lot of the music that we know wouldn't be J-pop, K-pop, C-pop, American music. The contribution that black people have given to these music art forms is endless. It will always be endless, and I do feel like that my people should be respected. Because next time you listen to a K-pop song and you hear a Korean person rapping, just know that Korean people did not create rap. Next time you listen to any type of song and you hear a soulful connotation, you hear somebody rapping, think about who created that first and where it came from. And I'm all for sharing, but also think like accountability and giving props where it's due, and respecting the people that created it, and respecting the overall art, because being rebellious is being rebellious, no matter if it's Kanye West, no matter if it's a rapper in China, no matter if it's a rapper in Korea, no matter if it's a rapper who is black. Being rebellious, going against the machine, is that. It has nothing to do with something influencing somebody, because you use rap to say how you feel and to get your emotions out to people in a message. Music is like that as well. And I think it's important that you just respect and take accountability as well, and also like be less biased with the whole censoring and what you want people to see, because it just boils down to that it's people who are just choosing and picking and choosing. So there's a lot to think about, you guys. Follow my social media, mostly my Instagram. Also a blog, Nation Pop Culture. The link is always down in the description box below. And remember, be real, stay real, live in the real, and I will always be back. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next video. Put below how you feel about everything I've talked about.